Today we're at the Harrogate Spring Flower Show, the first big flower show of the season, and we're in the flower halls here, surrounded by amazing nursery displays. And that's brought to you with the support of Cobra Garden and King Seeds. Hello and welcome to Pots and Trowels, and what we're going to do is have a chat with Matthew Smith from Brighter Blooms, who's got an amazing display of tulips. But before that, we want to catch up with tailors to find out how they got on with their display. We were down in South Lincolnshire at Taylor's Bulbs, looking at the amazing fields of daffodils there and finding out how they grow them for the shows, not only here for the Harrogate Spring Flower Show, but also for Chelsea, which is in a month's time. And this is the display, and just tending them is Charlotte. Charlotte, how are you doing?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you.
Yes,
how are you?
Very well, thank you. So we saw some of these, didn't we, growing in your fields a few weeks ago?
Yeah, so they made it.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? And you've got a Premier Gold.
Yes, absolutely thrilled to bits to come back and get one of the highest awards you can. So.
Yeah, which is the highest award you can get, essentially, that's right. So how many have you got on, do you know, off the top of your head?
Yeah, so there's 34 varieties on display, which is about 2,500 stems.
Brilliant, yeah, and they look absolutely amazing as you walk in against the blue. Fantastic, you must be really pleased.
Chuffed to bits, and so are my team.
I bet they are. So you've got one more to do now, haven't you?
Yeah,
Chelsea.
So this gets our eye in, and then we'll be onwards and upwards to Chelsea Flower Show.
Right, well, we'll come and have a look at you then. So congratulations to you and all the team and all at Taylor's.
Thank you so much, Martin.
That's great. And we're going to keep with bulbs because we're going to just go across the way now and have a little chat with Matthew Smith from Brighter Blooms and look at his tulips. Well, Matthew, what a wonderful display of tulips. Aren't these fantastic?
Thank you, Martin. Yeah, a huge amount of colour this time of year. It's brilliant, you know, so...
So these are all grown by you in Lancashire? So
that's right, yes.
Especially for the show?
That's right, yeah. We import the bulbs and then we pot them back in November, even December time, and then grow them on all outside, so it's all very cold grown there, and then get them all ready for the show, really.
And this is sort of one of three parts of your business, isn't it? Because you know, Brighter Blooms, you've got the tulips, you've got the Xanthodecia, and then you've got the lovely salad, so they all fit in quite well at different times of the year, I suppose.
Yeah, that's why we've picked those, really, to have them to give us those seasons, really, because the tulips it's quite a short season, really. This time of year is perfect for us. If you had cold stores, you could hold it back, and people do that for Chelsea and things like that, but we don't do that. We move with the seasons, and we move into displaying a plant that fits that summer season, really. And then the fruit and veg side of things fits really well earlier in the year as well. So.
So obviously this is when they're in flower, but it's in the autumn when you sell the bulbs, isn't
That's
it?
right.
That's your sort of autumn sales. So is it, I mean, there's so many different types of tulips. Is it difficult for you when you're going through the catalogues thinking, what shall I grow and sell?
Yeah, it is difficult, definitely. I mean, because you've got about 10,000 different varieties of tulips registered, and not all of them are available. So there's a lot of them in personal collections, things like that aren't available. So that limits it a little bit. But I think one of the ideas behind us displaying in this way, and we also do an open day at the nursery with that, is that it was to create a catalogue on the ground so you can actually see it rather than having to look through a paper catalogue and not knowing the heights and that sort of side of things, because we struggled picking ourselves out of catalogues.
Exactly.
So
you know them as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it gave us that idea that if we did this for people, it means they can pick them. Obviously, they're going to have to wait for the bulbs till the autumn to get that. But yes, it is tricky.
But it is perfect because, as you say, there's so many different types, all different shapes, colours, heights as well. Because, you know, we go from quite short ones. We've got this lovely little one here, this bronze charm that's only probably, I don't know, 25 centimetres to some there that are maybe over 60 centimetres.
Definitely.
So it is really, really good to see them like that. So, so you've been judged, and you got a Premier Gold.
We got a Premier Gold,
and you've also got a big piece of silverware.
We did, yes, we got Best in Show here at Harrogate. So amazing, you know, never had a Best in Show here before.
Well,
so
congratulations!
Amazing to get that, really.
Because they are a peak of perfection, aren't they? Because you know you've had to time them to get them ready for this show. I mean, have you got loads more at the nursery at different stages?
Yeah, there is a lot of juggling around. So we've had some that have definitely finished. They were on display 2 weeks ago and they've done their thing. There's still some that haven't quite come out yet, so they're still at the nursery. And we move stuff around as well. So I mean, some of the later varieties, like the Green Mile over here, the Verdiflora one, that is quite a late variety. So we've probably had it in the greenhouse for maybe a week or so, just to bring it a bit forward, just so we can have it here on the display, really. So there's a lot of juggling around and moving around this time of year to get things.
It's obviously paid off, and obviously Best in Show has, you know, rewarded you for all that,
Definitely.
work that you do. So anybody thinking of planting some tulips or having some in the garden, because they are beautiful at this time of the year, you know, sort of April into May time. You can grow them in the garden, and you're growing all these obviously in containers. So we've got a few tips on when to plant and how to plant.
Yeah, tulips have quite a short growing season, so they only need sort of 2 to 3 months cold weather. And they benefit from going into colder soils and composts because of some diseases that kick around. They sort of benefit from that. So you actually plant them a lot later than a lot of the spring flowering bulbs, you know, things like crocus, narcissi. You really wanted to get them in September time. Your tulips, really, we're waiting into October at the earliest. Most of our display plants get planted in November time. And actually, some of the beds at the nursery we planted as late as the end of January this year. Yeah. Not necessarily recommended because you might not get the cold weather, but we did have 2 months of cold weather, and they rooted fine, they flower fine. So the danger of waiting until then as well is the ground might be frozen solid and you can't get them in the ground. So November is the ideal month, really, because generally we're not frozen solid.
So anybody thinking, when I'm planting my daffodils in early September, there's no benefit of putting your tulips in at all. In fact, it probably cause more harm.
It could cause more harm because they need the cold weather to root. If they then sit in sort of wet compost and it's a bit warm, actually fungal diseases can affect them. So it is a bit better to wait, really. If you're going into pots, it's fresh compost, so you're probably not going to get the fungal diseases in the same way, but definitely there's no rush to plant, really. So.
Soil types, I mean, do they like a well-drained soil?
Well-drained, definitely. I mean, in that first year, when you're planting a bulb fresh, they will pretty much grow on any soil type, whether it be heavy clay or free draining or even very light sandy soils, because it is a bulb and everything's there to do it in that first year. So you can plant on pretty much any soil. It's subsequent years then that are affected by the soil type, and the ideal soil type for planting is sort of a silty loam, really, so nice and free draining.
Okay, and then when they've flowered, obviously you're going to enjoy these beautiful blooms, which is so many amazing colours. Do you recommend deadheading?
Deadheading, definitely, yeah. So we don't want a seed to develop, really. That seed takes energy away from the reformation of the bulb, really, because when the tulip grows, it actually uses all that bulb up completely, and it has to reform that bulb. So if it's putting energy into forming seed, it's taking energy away from forming that bulb back up. And that's one reason we get smaller flowers sometimes the next year, or no flowers, because the bulb's not formed to the correct size. So that's where feeding can come in.
Okay, so the time to feed is when they've flowered, to build them back up, is it?
If you're only going to do it once, do it as the flower is fading, really. That's the prime time, because that's when they're thinking about producing that bulb again.
Yes.
In containers, you can almost feed sort of right through the growing season. When they're in leaf, it won't do them any harm. You're getting plenty of feed into that soil for them to form that bulb back up, really.
So the original bulb, because I think the other thing, I suppose, is you've got to buy good sized bulbs to start with. Good quality bulbs. And I know we've got some of your flowers on our stage where we're doing tours. They were growing in crates and we just pulled them out, which is a sort of way of picking them. And it's amazing how that bulb, when they're in flower, is just teeny weeny, isn't it? What would have been a big bulb has shrunk because all of that has come out of it. But they also produce little side bulbs as well, don't they?
Yeah, so you get little bulblets produced, and that's the way they're multiplied. So over in Holland, they'll harvest all those, and then they'll replant those little bulblets over the course of 2 or 3 years to bulk them back up into bigger bulbs again. So.
And some varieties are more reliable at flowering year after year. They will almost naturalise, a little bit like daffodils naturalise in the garden. So
definitely,
what sort of those that we need to be looking out for?
So there's sort of 15 classifications within the tulip scheme, but there are sort of 2 or 3 classifications that are particularly good at reflowering year on year. The Darwin hybrids, they're renowned for being the best flowers year on year. We've had Darwin hybrids in for 8 years at the nursery, and every year, in fact, there's there's more of them now. They're
Yes.
bulking up. So that classification as a whole is brilliant at reflowering.
Okay.
Good colour range in that. The only thing, I guess, for some of them, they are tall. So they're 50, 60 centimetres taller
Okay.
Darwin hybrids. So you've got to have the right location for them. The species, so the sort of originals effectively also get called the botanical tulips. They are really good because they are like the originals, and as long as we've got those free draining conditions, they will naturalise and sort of come back every year really, really well. There's a much smaller flower on them, so they're not using the energy in the same way.
Yeah.
The things like the doubles and the more unusual parrots and stuff are so far hybridized from the original that they're using so much energy to produce that flower year on year that they struggle sometimes to get the bulb back up to size, ready to do it again. There's one other group, which is the Fosteriana group. That includes some of the emperor tulips. That's very closely related to some of the species. That is also another really good group at coming back here.
Okay.
There are some individual varieties within other groups that definitely come back, like ballerina and orange lily flower. It's an amazing tulip. And lily flowers aren't renowned for coming back year on year, but actually ballerina is fantastic.
Brilliant. And what about, there's some people say lift them after they've flowered, some people say leave them in. What would your tip be?
So if you're on free draining soils and you've got those varieties you want to naturalise, I would leave them in. We've left them in on the nursery. We're on quite loamy, silty soils, and they've been in 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Never touch them, don't do anything to them. If you're on heavier soils, that's actually when you get the problems with them. So we get to the summertime, the heavier soils stay colder, they stay wetter, and the bulb can rot during the summertime in the ground. That's when you get the main issues for that. So the bulbs suddenly disappear, and it's because of that summer wetness. Where they originally grow in the foothills of the mountains, during the summer it dries right out, it gets quite warm, they get baked into the ground. We're just not renowned for that in the north.
So they need that hot, dry summer then to bake the bulbs.
So, and our heavier soils, wetter soils, they don't do that. So we lift them in that case, store them away, somewhere away from the damp, and actually slightly warmer. We don't want to put them in a fridge or anything like that to keep them cold. We actually want
warm shed.
Warm shed would be perfect. Just as long as they're not damp in there, that's absolutely fine.
Okay, so you're up in Lancashire. If anybody wants to come and see you when you have your open days, because you do different ones through the year, potato days and all sorts, whereabouts are you?
So we're in Walton-le-Dale, which is a little village just on the outskirts of Preston. It's only about 2 miles from the centre of Preston, and it's fairly easy to find there. So.
And you've also got a book on tulips, haven't you?
We do have a book on tulips, that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah, still available?
Still available, so all good bookshops or on my website. It's a general guide to growing tulips.
Okay, right, well, we'll put a link on for that.
Amazing.
Matthew, thanks. Well done again. It looks fantastic. It's a brilliant splash of colour as you come in. So looking forward to planting some in the autumn. I'm going to get some tips on which ones to grow later for you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Martin.
Bye.
Cheers. Thank you. This is Banyaluca here.
That's a lovely colour.
So it's and you can see that's a classic Darwin hybrid black centre in there as well. So they're all a bit like that.
Well, thank you for watching Pots and Trowels, and I hope that's inspired you to plant some bulbs in your garden this autumn. The public are in now and it will get busy very quickly. Next week, we're going to be back in our garden in Lincolnshire doing a few jobs, so we'll see you then. Bye.